fellow slingers. This is Steve and Emily. Emily's behind the camera. Say hello.
Hola.
Okay. So this is November 720 Sierra. Steve and Emily building a Sling TSI down in Lake City, Texas. Let's see. So we now are up to 58 subscribers. So thank you all very much. Of course, you know, we're always trying to get some more. So tell your friends to check in with us and subscribe and watch the new videos. We just put a new video up a couple of days ago. Things are moving along slow. Sometimes you do 3 steps ahead and then 1 step back and then a few steps ahead and every once in a while a step back. But we learn as we go, right? Okay. So please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell or whatever it is there. So also don't forget our GoFundMe pages and Give, Send, Go if you'd like to help us out. That way we appreciate it. We don't have any donations yet, but we keep hoping. All right, so some updates since the last video. Let me walk over this way, so if you just kind of walk backwards a little bit. All right, so over here is our crate, our empennage kit. So underneath here is the, this is the skeleton to the rudder. More about that in a minute. This is the completed vertical stabilizer with the VOR antenna, the electronics are in and everything. So it's all wired up and done. It's all riveted, so this thing is complete for now. So I'll move it off for storage shortly. This is the skeleton to the rudder, and we were working on it the other day, we were putting the skin on, and we noticed, you know, we were lining up everything and had Clecos in, and we used like 300 Clecos on this thing. And we noticed this little section right here with 4 holes that are smaller. They're, I think, they're 2.8 millimeter holes, and everything else is 3.2. And we couldn't find anything in the instructions that said what it did, and where it's placed. It's very high up on the rudder. So we almost thought that they were for a static wick. And I thought, oh, cool, because I'd like to put some static wicks on our aircraft. So I wrote to Sling, actually Discord and in the Sling Pilots forum, and nobody knew what they were. I asked a couple of other builders, and they said, nah, let me go look at their plane. Some had completed and some are still building. And they didn't have it on theirs. So they recommended, and I talked to Edward out in California, and he said, write to Sling Technical. So I did. I explained to him what it was and took a picture and everything. And they said that actually that they shipped us the wrong part, or a damaged part actually, that the part is actually correct. But they had no explanation for those 4 holes. They weren't for a static wick. We don't think this is for the high wing, the rudder for the high wing. Something happened, and this piece of aluminum has 4 extra holes in it. And at first I thought, okay, no big deal. Sling said, well, you can take a plate behind it and fill it in with epoxy. That'll be good. And then a lot of people said, no, over time that vibration is going to knock those out. So then they said, well, go ahead and put some rivets into them. But unfortunately, where this is the very, very trailing edge of the rudder, and it's really, really difficult to open that up enough to get some rivets in there. And I'm afraid that if I do, I'm going to bend or knock into the aluminum on the other side with those rivets. And Edwards suggested that I dimple them and put some flush rivets in there. And I thought, oh, that's a great idea. I can pick some up locally, put it on the dimpler. The problem was, and I had to write to Sling again on this, is because it is so close to that trailing edge, and that bend is probably, I don't know how to explain it, but you know, it's sitting there like this. It's not a large bend.
Very unforgiving.
Yeah, it's very unforgiving. And I was afraid to put it on the dimpler. Because I would have to bend it so far open, was I going to have a problem and not be able to get that rudder back where it needed to be? So Sling Technical just said, we'll just send you a new one. Went on to Slingshot and put the part number in, and they're going to send us a new one at some point in the future. So that's my update on the rudder, because we had it almost finished, and I went ahead and did the top part and put the fiberglass in, and it was looking nice. But so we're going to hold that just for now. So I'll move that off for storage here shortly. So on to the elevators, because I'm still waiting for some parts for the horizontal stabilizer, which is stored up there, till I can fix that. So on to the first part of the elevator assembly, and I have Evan's videos up here on my screen in the shop, because I watch it constantly while I'm building here. So this is the first main spar. I went ahead and put some rivets in just a few minutes ago, but I'm going to take some out, because you only do want a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8. That's 32, 33, 34, and that's what it calls for in the plans. And that's all you do. And you notice there's actually a big channel in between here, and I had to watch the video a couple of times because I wasn't used to it. I was used to these things being very, very close together. But as Evan says later on, these parts go in into here, and these little parts go in, and then it snugs it all up. So I still have to do that. That's coming up, not yet, but I have the parts out. You can see parts all over the table. Initially what I did was I put everything out and then started to number them and go through them. But Evan says, no, don't do that, just do sections at a time. This is the first time where you do sub-assemblies before you do more assemblies. So I'm going to go ahead and take these out real quick, these last remaining Clecos, and go ahead and rivet these ones for you, just on this one section here. And then I shall be done with this part of it, except for the outsides, which I'll do in a minute, but I have to change heads on the riveter because it's a different size rivet. So we've talked about that, going from the 3.2 head to the 4mm head and things like that. So anyway, let me go ahead and do this real quick, just so you can see me pop a few rivets in. Luckily these fit in very nicely and go in well. So as you can see, I marked out in blue pen the 8 that need to go in and where they go, so that I found I do that on my marking now all the time. So that helps me understand where things are. Hold that up just tight like that, and hold that.
Okay.
Okay, so we tried to turn it off so that you didn't hear all the compressor noise, so let me try this again. So, there we go. sometimes it's just... Alright, as we talked about before, we have to, every time you switch rivets, you got to switch the head on these things. So, there we go. So this is a 3.2 on here, and being a little anal retentive, I like to put it back in the meg, so I have it marked, so I know exactly which one it is. I have a spot for it, and then I'm going to switch to the 4.0, so I can do these outside ones. So let me put this on. Recording?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just cut for now. Okay, that's the last ones. 6 here, 6 there, and the 34 in the middle. And that's it for riveting this section right now. We've got to come back and put this section in shortly, but we got to work on this other section here. So we're going to do some actual work on this. I'm not showing you us messing it up, but we're going to put it in and Cleco it in the areas and make sure we've got everything right. Double 2 sets of eyes on all of this to make sure it's correct, and then we'll get back with you here shortly. Thank you. Hey, good afternoon, and this is a continuation of our video. So we finally got the elevator assembly. Took both of us to figure this out, and I will tell you, to help you and save you guys some time, part number 3 on here, the center balance weight support, is the single one that's kind of wide in here, and I labeled it number 3 on our book. It's number 3 up here. And at first I thought everything goes on the outside of that. Well, nope, I was wrong. Everything goes on the inside. So that's the outside piece to all of these other pieces. Okay, so when you are building it yourself, you can understand that is the outside piece, and every other piece in here goes on the inside of that. So you've got this outside bracket, and all those other pieces go inside in a little tiny tube. That would be part number 7 on here. The bracket counterweight support goes here. Nobody tells us this, and the instruction's not very good, but we finally figured it out. So it's this piece here in the middle, and so you'll see it fits in there, okay? And then I went ahead and put these bushings in and the bolts on here, and I know I'm supposed to torque this one down, and it says install bolts as shown and torque the lower nut only to the correct torque value. See note below. Problem is there's no note below, and I don't know what the torque value is. So by the time this shows up on the video, I will have figured it out already. But Sling Technical needs to write down the torque value, because I don't see a torque value anywhere written down here. How many inch-pounds or foot-pounds or whatever they want to call it. And we've looked through the instructions at the bottom of all these, and there are no torque values that we can see. Now, maybe we're just stupid and don't know what they are, but
It's entirely possible.
thanks. But I see no mention of torque values here, so I will write to Sling Technical, or I'll call a couple of the other people that are building these, and they'll probably, oh yeah, it's such and such. Well, yeah, that's fine, except it doesn't say it in here. It should say torque value. It says right here, look below. Well, there's no note below. So that's a bad part on Sling's part that I can see. There's no torque value on here. Anyway, so these 4 stainless steel rivets that we have to put in, they slide right in here. I'm going to put those in just a minute. And then the other rivets, these number 997, the 3.2 by 1.2 aluminum domed rivets. I got the box of them here, and we're going to put them all along here, and we'll rivet those down in a minute and put those in. I've slid the bolts in, but I'm not going to torque them down because obviously I don't know what the torque value is. So we'll have to figure that out. So if I remember what the torque value is, I'll update you in a future video. But somebody write to Sling and tell them to put the damn torque value in here. So I don't see it, and I'm looking at all these pages and I don't see any torque value. So that's we'll have to figure that one out. All right, so here's what it looks like. You got your left and right in here. That center piece is in here. In here is the sleeves, and the bolts are on here. Everything's in here correctly. Everything's lined up now that and it did take quite a bit of tweaking this thing around. We did have to use our little awl to put it in and jiggle things around, but we finally got it all lined up, and we put in as many Clecos as we could in order to make sure that everything stayed where it needed to, and right now everything is good. It looks like the picture. I did go on Evan's video, Sling video here, and run it back and forth multiple times to figure this out. But we finally got it, and so we're happy with it. So we're gonna drive some rivets here in a couple of minutes, and that's boring. You don't really need to see me do some rivets on this. Besides, the compressor will make noise. All right, so this took us how long, do you think?
About an hour at least.
About an hour to figure this out? Okay. So yeah, so it takes a little time, but you know, if we can figure it out, so can you. So hopefully that will help you, that I said that everything goes inside that large bracket. So, and the rest of it just goes in, and like I said, we had to tweak it around a little bit until we got it all lined up, but we finally got it all lined up. So should be good. I'm going to rivet these things, and then we'll be done with this, and we'll be on to the next page. All right, November 720 Sierra. Please like, subscribe, and I guess ring the notification bell. And if you'd like to support us, GoFundMe or GiveSendGo. All right, thank you very much.